My mother-in-law gave me inappropriate birthday gifts, so we walked out on her.
Ooh, maybe you want to walk in. Why am I so small?
I effing hate her. Hope he starts off strong. Long-time lurker, first-time poster, all that jazz. My mother-in-law and I have never gotten along. My husband and I were college sweethearts and got married 3 years ago. We've been together for 10 years total. No kids, no real plans for kids right now because of my health. By the way, this comes from Gray Whale Songs, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit and send them in.
Do it!
See, I was diagnosed with cancer, a rare blood cancer. The treatment is relatively light, though. It's mostly maintenance. So dear husband and I decided not to tell his family. Decided not to tell the in-laws because they're terrible. That's where we're at.
Okay. I mean, I guess if they have a terrible, terrible relationship, then I think that makes sense. But I don't know. It's also
terrible.
Terrible, then maybe. I would just feel bad not telling my mom I had cancer, you know?
True. Well, it's not you.
I know. It's not me, but I can't help but just place myself in these stories.
It's true. It's true. So mostly because I'm pretty sure that mother-in-law is a hypochondriac, and as soon as she hears about it, she'll suddenly have it the next week too. So effing exhausting. Anyways, back to the story. My birthday was earlier this month. I didn't really want to do too much, but dear husband wanted to take me out to dinner, and somehow his parents decided to tag along too. I have no clue why or how. I'm assuming he mentioned it to his mom in passing, and she thought it would be fun to join. It wasn't.
Called it from 1 billion miles away.
Not gonna be good.
Hubble Space Telescope.
Eating with the monster-in-law
looking into space
is not fun. Ooh, God. So dinner was good, as in the food was good. Dear husband took me to my favorite place in the city that has little sheerish curtains that wrap around the booths that make everything more romantic, just what you want with your 70-year-old in-laws.
Oh, yeah.
And intimate. Ooh. Sadly, I had to see my mother-in-law's face every time I looked up.
Like looked up from smooching your girl.
And then you see Granny.
Yeah.
Big old Granny to the face. Total mood removed from this planner. I almost wanted to open the curtains because it was kind of awkward, but I decided to drop it and focus on my meal instead. After the waitress brought up our dessert, dear husband said that he had a present for me when we got home. Mother-in-law asked why I didn't bring it.
Oh, this is a kind of present that only happens in the bedroom.
Oh, God.
Dear mother-in-law, Valentine's Day coming up.
Ooh, call back to the title and what's about to happen. Put an icy in the comments. Dear husband got a look on his face that I easily recognized. The do I tell her the truth or do I lie face. He picked truth and told her that he did bring it, but since they surprised and joined us, he thought he'd give it to me at home. Why he even brought it up, I will never know. Mother-in-law gets all giddy and bouncing in her chair and says, open it, open it, open it!
Oh, jeez.
Like an effing 4-year-old on Christmas.
Well, man, you know, she doesn't know what it is, so maybe she's just really excited, you know?
Granny, you gotta, listen, we talk about clear communications, but every once in a blue moon, you gotta pick up on a hint.
Yeah.
You gotta pick up on a hint every once in a while.
Or
Although, you know, maybe she really didn't know. Talk to me.
She does know what it is and is still excited.
That would be
concerning.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Dear husband shrugs, looks at me for approval, and asked me to hand him my purse. Confused. Sneaky man had hid it in the purse somewhere between the house and the restaurant. What a sweetie. It was a very beautiful tennis bracelet with my favorite gemstones.
Okay. I feel like that's fine to open up within parental scrutiny.
Sapphires and amethysts. I gave him a hug, a quick peck on the lips, a big thank you. We put it on. It almost canceled out the bummer of the in-laws showing up. But then my mother-in-law takes a giant effing needle and pops my happiness bubble with one sentence. I brought a present for you too, OP.
Isn't that's fine?
No.
Why is that? I don't see anything bad right now.
Crap.
Besides them crashing the thing.
True. Crap. F. Dang. Turtle farts. Mother-in-law reaches under the table and presents me with a box, like one of those thin clothing boxes that the department stores put their shirts in. I was thinking it was a blouse or something. I could handle a blouse, but she has this canary-eating smile on her face and is giggling intermittently. Yeah. It's definitely not a blouse. I open the box, and if you read the title, you know what horrors are awaiting me in there. Lingerie?
That is a weird present. That is a weird present.
I will say, not as weird as the father-in-law getting that for you.
I guess so. It could be worse.
It could be worse.
But in front of everyone?
In the restaurant, in front of the fam.
Golly,
Yep.
dude.
Yep.
I mean, I guess she just wants her little boy to have a good time, you know?
God. Who are you mothers and why do you do this?
Hey, dude,
You've seen it too many times.
She's just trying to set that alley-oop, you know? Set the mood at dinner so
Two man.
her little boy can do a slam dunk.
So Opie says, really? It's not like I even, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an inappropriate time for a mother-in-law to buy her daughter-in-law lingerie, bridal shower, maybe. Either way, it definitely wasn't that. Just my birthday. I immediately blushed, and I'm pretty sure my mouth fell open. My mother-in-law, oh God. My mother-in-law started giggling more. Father-in-law kept staring at his chocolate lava cake. Not looking up.
Yeah, hoping to just disappear.
Yeah. Or he's worried.
He's just gonna gorge out his eyes.
Or he's getting
God.
ideas.
Oh no.
The lava cake.
He's like, where's my lingerie?
Dang, Riley. Why are we one-upping each other in the worst way today?
Oh,
lava cake.
jeez.
Come on. A Chili's lava cake? Tell me that doesn't remind me.
I
of
know
me.
what it looks like.
I don't know what it looks like.
So, dear husband is looking at me with a what the F face. It was a black cagey bodysuit type of thing. If I'm being completely honest, it's probably something I would have bought for myself. It was definitely cute, but no way I'd want it now. Now it's effing tainted.
Ah, come on. Just get over it. At least mother-in-law has good taste.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
It could be worse. She could have bad taste.
That's true. That's true. It could be a corset, Victorian style.
Or I guess, is it worse that she knows exactly what you want?
Yeah, why does she know exactly what her husbands want?
Yeah, Snow Wolf says she snooped. She's been having little cameras, making sure her little boy's game is just top notch.
I unfortunately wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, got a little earpiece.
Oh,
Son, a little to the right. Slower.
You guys thought I was bad.
Rabbit.
You guys thought I was bad. We've got like late night stream. Hey, Florida John is here, but late night stream Sam is here. That's the furthest level of unhinged. That's as far as it goes.
Grab the hair a little
Stop.
bit.
Okay. So mother-in-law whisper squeals, hold it up. What?
Dude, that's what you say to her son. Come on. Do you need one of those little blue pills?
Anymore, no more.
What? No, we're in a restaurant. She kind of pouts and says, but there's more underneath.
No. She doesn't need to give more. This is too much.
I reached down under the tainted lingerie, which was about 3 times too big, by the way. Thanks, mother-in-law. It's not like I'm sensitive about my weight or anything. And I pull out an envelope. More, open it, from the peanut gallery. Mother-in-law. I had to physically stop myself from rolling my eyes. I opened the envelope, and it was a handwritten note from her announcing that she had bought me a 3-month subscription to Match.com.
For a third?
Ooh.
A 3-month subscription. I don't know if that's a subtle hint.
Like in 3 months?
3 months for what?
Till it's time to wrap it
To
up?
find a new lover?
No. I think if anything, she's like, hey, you could wear this nice lingerie to you and hubby's new match. You know, you're looking for a little unicorn. You know,
How many grandbabies does she want?
she wants a lot.
Yeah,
She wants a lot.
You're right, because if there's more women, then
More grandbabies.
you can have 2 women
That's
pregnant at
true.
the same time,
Yeah.
and then you just keep.
She wants a harem.
Oh.
And then imagine they do a party of 3 even more times. How many grandbabies can you get then?
I mean,
Yeah,
technically
exactly.
it's
You just keep adding people in. That's true.
Did I mention that I'm married to her son? Dear husband was reading over my shoulder, and he snatched a note out of my hand to read it over again. I was really proud of him because he actually had some spine and asked her, what in the world was this? They don't cuss. Cussing is very wrong. People who cuss have the devil controlling their tongue.
Wait, and they're okay with lingerie and
Party of threes.
party of threes?
Of course.
Some
What?
menages?
Don't you dare say the word that's doo-doo, but hey, you can go cheat on your wife.
Maybe it's ethical non-monogamy. You know? That's
Hey.
kind of what it sounds like.
They're
What the heck?
real ethical. Her smile fell, and she said that she thought I could use it. Why, you ask? Because she's heard that we've been arguing a lot more lately. She wanted me to know that she supports me in singlehood, and there's plenty of fish in the sea. Don't worry, OP. I'm sure you'll find someone who's perfect for you.
Wait, so
Yes. She heard arguing. She said, hey, here's some lingerie. Here's a subscription to Match.com. Good luck finding someone else. You know, I've been with your son for 10 years. We're married. But you've been arguing. Here you go.
Wow.
Here you go.
Yeah, Allie says she couldn't spring for Hinge. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
dude, wild.
I was speechless.
Yeah, me too.
I would be too, OP. And really regretting not saying F you to their no alcohol rule and getting the dang glass of wine. Wow, they can't even drink wine at the dinner with the parents.
Dude,
Wow.
Southern
And
Baptist.
again, this mom is giving a lingerie
Yep.
at the dinner table.
Yep.
This is why.
So logical. So much logic. Dear husband got his act together before I did. He was very calm. Too calm, if you know what I mean. He said very steadily, Mom, we're not getting a divorce. We're very happily married. You were at our wedding. You were at our anniversary cookout. You were here at OP's birthday celebration, and you've seen how much we love each other. OP already found her perfect match. Me. She doesn't need this. You should try and get your money back.
I love how he's still concerned about her getting a refund. like no, like
You know
it's
what?
not that we don't want. It's like, hey, you should really try to get a refund. I don't know if they have like a 30-day return policy.
Maybe they got some credit, you know.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
pass it around to your, you know.
Which
single
one's worse
spinsters.
though? Which one's worse? Your mom giving you a subscription to Match.com because she wants y'all to divorce, or your mom thinking that y'all are so in love but just need a little thing to spice up your life, and so she wants you to get a third.
Honestly, I will take the third because basically the third is like, I am so cool with you that
Yeah.
I'm down to do something that like everyone thinks is weird to like help you guys find happiness. This way is like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be married to my son.
I guess
like
that's
you got to
right.
get out of here.
I guess that's yeah.
It's like you're so about them.
One
you know?
is
And-
definitely
yeah.
weirder. Can we do a poll, Riley? Divorce or third? Which one would you rather your mom be pushing for?
True.
Let us know.
And in this way too, she's fighting for the relationship. She's like, I want you guys to still stay together.
He hands her the note and stands up, getting out of the booth. He says that he's sorry, but it's time for us to leave. Thank God we've already paid the check. Mother-in-law is sputtering. Dear husband has never really been this stern on her before, and before she can really form a sentence through the no, stay, but why, but gibberish, dear husband says, come on, Mom, you have to know how inappropriate that was. He pats her shoulder, pats father-in-law on the back, and says, love you guys. We'll see you later. And we both walk out, leaving mother-in-law with a gaping maw and the cursed box behind. I thought I was going to say Mog.
Yeah.
But now it's a few days later, and I'm pissed. I've had the time to stew on it and witch to friends about it, and while they were all appalled and supportive of me, both of them won the dang mother-in-law lottery, so they couldn't really relate or have any advice. What the heck do I do? Do I confront her? Do I bury it and move on while silently steaming? Do I send her a lingerie subscription in not her size anonymously? I'm stuck. Dear husband wants to bury it and move on, build the wall a little higher, maybe not see them or interact with them for a little bit, and let that be that. I'm usually a little more bullheaded than he is, but even I don't like standing up to his mom. She took like a year of law school before dropping out because prego with dear husband. She still blames dear husband for why she's not a lawyer, but that's a whole different
Dude, she
story.
sounds like a piece of freaking work.
What a peach! And she thinks that she's 20 times better and smarter than everyone else because of that. She likes to argue. She practically lives for it. I don't. I like clear, concise, and logical arguments. She likes semantics and red herrings and being a effing C word. Ugh, I'm so over this. What would you do if you were me? And there is I'll read a quick edit. Y'all are so dang cool. Thanks for taking the time to read and help me. I'm sorry if I don't respond to every comment, but I'll promise I'll be reading every single one. And then we have the big update. We have a big task in our hands.
I'm excited for the big update.
So basically, what should OP do to answer a question? Give it like 1 month.
Mom needs a timeout for sure.
1 month timeout, and like, hey, if you do this again, you're just gonna get more and more time and timeout.
Yeah, I think it sounds like there hasn't been boundaries set up previously, and so this would be the first step towards boundaries. But I don't think it's at the point where necessarily you would completely cut off. But I think what this is moving towards is low contact.
Yes.
To eventual no contact if they don't get the message.
Listen, mother-in-law needs to wisen up if she wants to keep him. But we have the answers of what happens in this update.
Yep.
She sent us a letter. Or should I say she sent dear husband a letter. Yes, like snail mail. I'm going to transcribe it word for word, including spelling mistakes, excluding real names. Okay, here it is. My dearest firstborn, I am deeply disappointed in your behavior at dinner. I expected that type of disrespect from her, but never from you. Have you been sleeping well? I am worried for you. Perhaps she has been introducing you to the devil more than we thought. I pray for you every night. As your mother, I feel it is my responsibility to warn you about the women you sleep with. She is dangerous, son.
Oh, my God.
You have no idea what she has been telling people behind your back. She is sneaky. My friend, old biddy from the church, works at the hospital and has seen her coming and going a lot lately. Is she on substances? I think that she is stealing the substances from the doctor there. Look on the news. It is a common scam, and she is sneaky enough to pull it off. I know you have been fighting more because you won't answer me when I call anymore.
Oh, my God. She's literally planting the seeds of deceit within their relationship and using her mom network to, like, spin lies.
Yes.
Wow.
And pull some BS.
Wow. You know what? I think this is you got the passcode wrong again. I think this is now like up to like 2 to 4 months of low contact. But again, with a talk before. It's like a talk before saying, hey, this is why we're distancing yourself from you.
Yeah.
If this kind of interaction happens again, it's gonna be longer.
Yeah, the second we see even the slightest whiff of anything even remotely close to this, again, until you dig yourself into a hole of no contact and you can't come out of it. That's what's at stake here.
And the reason that we're trying to push for this like stair-stepped low contact rather than no contact is something we've seen again and again in these stories and from people that we've talked to. Is like it's really, really tough to cut off family, like just like emotionally, and so you want to make sure they deserve it, because it's no easy task, and something that people have said even when their parents have been terrible is that on the bed where they drift off into the next life, there's always a little guilt for not trying to make things right, even if the parents were the ones who did all the wrong. So that's why we're trying to like just push against the total no contact thing.
And I also feel like it gives her like a chance to try and like redeem herself, and it kind of like way more clearly sets, because it can be so easy for them to manipulate and do all these things. If you clearly say, hey, look, I'm basically gonna take a break from you for 2 to 4 months, and then we're gonna come back, and if anything changes, I'm gonna go. Now at least it's been so clearly communicated that they're like, okay, I can't like waffle something. I'll be like, oh, they can't feign ignorance, or they can't do it as much as they did in the past. Like, it's way more
exactly.
clear-cut.
I mean, it's actually justified.
It's actually
justified, and I think that's the point we need to get to.
Yes, agreed. Back to OP's mother-in-law's letter. And you wouldn't have given her that knockoff bracelet if you were still happy. Good. Stand up for yourself. I raised you to speak your mind, just like your mama. Put her in her place. On the curb. My God. Now you know what else to confront about her. 2 Thessalonians 3:3.
Oh my God.
But
Get
Lord,
out of here
Get ready.
with the Bible
Get ready.
verses.
But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen and protect you from the evil one. I only gave her that gift to let her know that I am on to her. Of course, I did not actually get her a subscription to that sinful site, but now she knows I know I'm watching her. She will hurt you, and I will not stand for it. When you were born, I held you in my arms, kissed you on your head, and promised you to always protect you. So here I am. Listen to your mommy and let her go. A divorce is less sinful than staying with the devil. God will forgive you.
Dude,
in all caps.
Nuts.
She's a
nuts.
psychopath.
Oh, dude. And imagine like using the Bible as a way to just like twist and manipulate someone. Oh, dude. Worst.
Oh yeah,
People
yeah,
be
yeah. Oh
doing
yeah.
that.
The verse before that, and pray we may be delivered from wicked and evil people, for not everyone has faith. Well, first off, she is evil and wicked. You should read
Yep.
the verse before that.
Yep.
Maybe you should look in the mirror, a little mama.
Stop biting God's flow.
Yeah.
Okay, at least be original at a bare minimum.
There we go.
Daniel 9:9. We got another one.
Oh,
we got
let's
another
go.
one.
Let's
Buckle
go.
up.
Let's hear it.
The Lord our God is merciful and forgiving, even though we have rebelled against him. I need you to come back home. Your father was just diagnosed with deadly cancer and shingles. I need you to come home and help
Oh,
your
now
brothers.
she's trying. Dude, she's using every trick in the book. First, she's using the book,
Yep.
the OG book,
Mhm.
and
God ordained it.
And then she's being like, oh, also, we have someone immediately ill and you got to go and come with us
Yep.
and take care of him. So she's like using every little lever in her mom arsenal to make OP under her thumb.
They do not know how to help. Family is most important, and if you will not help them, then brother-in-law 2 will not go to college. He will stay at home and do your duty for you. Galatians 6:2. We got
let's go. Another
one.
banger.
Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Christ commands you to help.
Dude, I love how many Bible verses she's dropping.
I feel like she's just Googling like random stuff and just slapping it.
The thing is also like, I mean, so when I was working on the Amish farm, and was planning stuff with the other Amish kids, they would just drop like Bible verses in their like chat. And I didn't know how to respond. So I just started dropping Bible verses back.
That's because Jesus Christ is my name.
So I think maybe OP just fights fire with fire, drop some like mean Bible, not mean, but like drop some just fire Bible verses
to support
back.
her case. I feel like OP would at least have the intellect to understand what it's saying to then use it, you know.
Also, you could say Galatians 6:5,
Talk
the
about
3 verses
Yeah.
later,
Hit
for
it.
each one should carry their own load.
Oh. Yeah, stop worrying about my load and how much I'm loading up.
That's right. I can carry this load, Mom.
Yeah.
Let me carry it.
Yeah.
Also,
Okay.
have you prayed about it? Or are we just reciting Bible verses? Have we done that?
Yeah. Get him.
Surface
Get him,
level.
Riley.
Surface
Good
level.
Get 'em.
gracious.
I will come over on Sunday after church to talk over this more with you. Love you and see you soon, Mommy and Daddy. I don't know where to begin. I'm sorry, but cancer and shingles?
Yeah.
Did that strike anyone else as weird? My husband is all kinds of upset and wants to hear her out and help. If it's true, I get it, but especially since she has a history of copying others' diagnoses, I'm feeling extra sketch. Ugh, I knew she would pull some crap like this. Quick edit, I forgot to address this in my last post, and here, no contact isn't currently an option for us because of the brother-in-laws, the husband's brothers. Both brother-in-laws still live at home with her. Brother-in-law 2 is going to college in the fall, graduating high school soon. Brother-in-law 1 is a professional student and still in college. Dude, brother-in-law 1 catching shrapnel over there. Neither of them realizes they can tell her, not yet. She checks their phones and emails. Oh my God.
Emails?
Oh, dude, she is helicoptering.
I mean, she upgraded from helicopter just full NSA.
Mhm.
Like she is just in everything.
I mean, she's like omnipotent at this point.
Omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
Oh,
She
God.
knows when you're sleeping. She knows when you're awake. She knows if that lingerie is making a Valentine's date.
Getting a bun in the oven to bake.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So they're not even allowed to close their room doors. They have to tell her where they're going before they leave the house. And while I can't prove it, I think she's tracking them because they refuse to go anywhere other than where they've told her. Dude, low key, I'm like, can we call like Adult Protective Services or somebody? Because this is getting crazy. Dear husband and I have been their safe spot. We've taught them about the birds and the bees because she refused. We taught brother-in-law how to drink responsibly because he wanted to join a fraternity and we didn't want him to get booze poisoning. They feel comfortable asking us questions and telling us things that they can't tell their parents. I'm not going to take that away from them, especially not from brother-in-law too, because he is the black sheep of the family. He gets the brunt of mother-in-law even more than everyone else, which is crazy.
Because of
to
how
think
much
about.
she's already doing. Like, that is too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
All of this is where dear husband is coming from too. And yes, it took him a long time to break away from his mother. So he understands them more than I do. Plus, he really loves his dad and doesn't want to abandon him either. It's sadly not as black and white as everyone I know, including myself, as what that would be like. One more thing, father-in-law isn't allowed to have a cell phone.
Even he falls under the jurisdiction.
How does it keep getting worse?
Okay, some of this stuff happened to me. My grandfather doesn't have a cell phone. He's not allowed to, but that doesn't sound too crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, he's
But
doing
he's
that
not
by
allowed
choice.
to. That's different. That's
Okay,
different.
okay.
This means he's like whipped.
I mean, to the extent
Max.
of like blink twice if you're
Dude,
if you're doing
Please,
good. Like
please, for the love of God.
we're entering that. No wonder he looked down at the cake. He's just like, oh,
It's
yes,
like, yeah, yes, ma'am.
yes, wife.
Whatever you say.
Whatever you say, wife. Maybe I can have one text if I'm a good boy tonight. One
Let me take
iMessage.
my letter to the carrier pigeon. Is it loud, mama?
I'll use disappearing ink to make it fun and make it special. Our only hope is to catch him at home alone while she's out with her girlfriends. She's usually at a brunch or lunch after church with the old biddies, but since she's planning on coming here tomorrow, I don't know if that's after lunch or if she's canceled it to come and harass us. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be a difficult witch. It's just a hard situation and unlike anything I've ever been in before. I really do appreciate at least the camaraderie, even if it feels like there's no reasonable options to offer. Again, I'm really sorry. I feel bad for frustrating people with my problems. I've got personal messages calling me uncooperative, and I promise I'm not trying to be. It is just cray complicated. And we have some comments from the people, but really quick, I think I understand the trickiness of helping out the two brothers, which it seems like one's graduating high school, one seems to be older.
And like Opie doesn't want to cut off the brothers from support.
She doesn't want to,
Yeah.
right? I think that this isn't a perfect solution, but just one thing to do is go to both of the brothers and just be like, hey guys, I know it's like expensive, but I would start planning and saving now to move out because my God, will you have a different life being able to live on your, let husband speak to it. It's like, hey, listen, that's my mom too. I'm now living with OP, with my wife. This is a 10,000 times better scenario for yourself.
Yeah.
And like start preparing for it now, because it's probably hard to think while they're in the mom vortex of like breaking away. I think they got to be the ones like, hey, there is a path, but start saving and getting ready now.
Yeah, I
Right?
agree. I've seen similar people kind of go through, maybe not to this magnitude.
Yeah.
But things like that where they're
A lighter version, maybe.
a lot of version, and like, you know, they're in a Christian household, and usually like whenever they're not allowed to like talk about certain things or everything, they kind of get out of hand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad they warned them about, you know, boo poisoning, like beer poisoning,
Mhm.
because like dude probably would have been like, I'm gonna drink until I can't stand anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and who knows what would have happened.
Exactly.
I mean, you wake up the next day yakking, and then you're like, where was I?
Yeah.
Talking from it sounds
Yeah,
like
for sure.
from experience. But we got some relevant comments we're going to dive into. So commenter number 1, old Biddy is breaking HIPAA laws, the medical laws, if you're in the States, and they take that very seriously. Any way to rescue the brother-in-laws from her abuse? How much longer do they have to deal with her crap? Father-in-law is an adult, so there's less you can do about him if he's deciding to live under mother-in-law's thumb. It seems like this is more of a matter of counting down the clock than one immediate no contact given the restraints you've outlined. OP responds, it's definitely a counting down the clock type situation, just because both of us obviously really care and want to be there for his brothers when they finally realize they can tell mommy no. We just don't know when that clock will end. Brother-in-law 1 is already an adult. Brother-in-law 2 is graduating high school this month. Both are/will be attending university, where both father-in-law and I work. Wow, that complicates it even more. Wow. OP and the father-in-law work together. And where mother-in-law used to work. It's obviously mostly brother-in-law 2 that we're most concerned about helping right now. Even though brother-in-law 1 is an adult and should be able to handle himself, how he was raised has seriously stunted his mental and emotional age.
That makes sense.
He still lives at home and won't go anywhere that deviates from what mommy says is okay. It's really hard for me to watch. Dear husband did the same thing when we were first dating, like the first few years, and he still often finds himself slipping into old habits, and he's the most rebellious of the 3. Oh, he married his wife and moved in with her.
Crazy.
You'll be happy to know I've reported her to the hospital.
Oh, for a violation of HIPAA?
They said they were glad I told them and that they would take care of it. I don't know what their plan is exactly, but she wasn't there when I went in for an appointment last week. And we have another update.
Oh, another update.
Oh, yeah. We have maybe even more.
Yeah, so it sounds like no contact is not an option because we want to stay. But I still think you can give the support that is needed for the brothers while going low contact.
I agree. And yeah, I think you got to like just really, really, really hammer home the message to the brothers of like, leave.
Nicole H says,
Leave.
do they work at BYU? Is that the college?
Possible. Yeah, because families, like literally the whole family worked there. Yeah, it could be. It really, really could be. But let's get into update number 2. Okay, so this is going to be relatively short because dear husband and I have a lot to talk about, but I needed some time to decompress first. And my way of decompressing is typing all this crap out. Mother-in-law came after church, just like she threatened in her letter. Dear husband called the house to try to talk to father-in-law around the time he knew she should be headed this way. But brother-in-law too informed us that father-in-law was coming as well. Awesome. Dear husband and I decided to throw keeping my health a secret out the window. I donned a surgical mask and we agreed to not let them in the house just in case. No one here should be surprised that deadly cancer and shingles was a massive exaggeration. Father-in-law has a rash on his flank and back. That's it. He hasn't even gone to the doctor yet. He has an appointment with his primary care physician on Monday. Mother-in-law flipped her lid when we told her the reason I was in a mask and we were on the porch was because I, gasp, do have cancer. She called me a copycat and drama queen. How effing rich is that? Which sucks because she's always the one copying people, but it just so happened that like OP literally did have cancer. They previously decided not to tell her, and now she gets to be like, oh, well, look at what you're doing.
This is infuriating.
I asked her what her hospital friend told her, and she continued to insist that I was a pill thief. So who knows? Either way, I'm still calling my oncologist tomorrow and letting her know. Father-in-law didn't know that mother-in-law had threatened to keep brother-in-law brother 2 away from college if dear husband didn't return her home. Wow. This was the first time I've seen him look mad in her presence. He told her that would never happen and practically begged us not to worry about it. Mother-in-law brushed him off and said it was a joke. It was a joke. Typical, excuse me while I go find my Ives, which just rolled right off. I roll to the maximum. I mean,
dude. Well, at the very least, I feel like father-in-law is now pushing back. I feel like he's had a little spaghetti noodle spine for the first half of the story, or up until this point, really. And now, finally, like this, I feel like his spine is slowly like the water's leaving it, and it's turning into like the spaghetti right before you put it in the pot. You know, it's like
before the pot spaghetti.
Before the pot, it's like nice and firm, and it's still breakable. Like it's not like,
but it's getting there.
But it's getting there. You know, it's increasing in lack of just noodliness.
Where we might get to the point where we can't break it in half.
Yeah,
shout
maybe.
out to
I mean, hopefully one day. We can only dream.
We'll see. This might be his Neville Longbottom moment. Shout out to Harry Potter. Mother-in-law also went on this really demented tirade about how rude I was for not taking her birthday present home. Just like we assumed, she tried to say, it was a joke. It was a joke. Apparently, the whole letter was also a joke.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny.
Yeah,
You're
why don't you become a
hilarious.
comedian, Mom?
Yeah, drop
with all
some
these jokes.
big old Bible verses, so
Dude.
everyone will laugh.
I did bring up that her pastor would probably not like how strongly she was advocating for divorce. Fire.
Tell her, pastor on her.
Fire.
Let's go.
You're
Get her
giving
kicked out.
Dude, you're giving her lingerie. You're signing her up for Match.com
Oh,
while
yeah.
she's married, and you're pushing for divorce.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
She might get kicked
Yep.
out of the church.
Yeah.
Dude, you could, because if you go up to her, say, hey, this is wrong, and then you bring a couple of friends, hey, this is wrong, and she still doesn't listen, you can bring it to the church. Get her kicked out.
I would go
love
straight
this
to the
idea.
church ASAP. I would
Well,
go right
the
now.
Bible says you have to do 3 steps. It's like you talk to them one-on-one. If they don't listen, you talk to them with a group of friends.
They
If
already
don't
talked
listen-
to them one-on-one. Group of friends.
We're
Can
in a
you-
group right now.
Yeah, we're
with the brothers and
yeah. We're in a group. She's not listening.
Okay,
I think we can go all the way to the top.
we've got
Yeah.
the fast pass, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
yeah.
Straight to the big boss. She looked like she wanted to snap my head off, but after glancing at dear husband and seeing his strong face, she immediately switched from anger to crying and grabbed dear husband's hands. She said that she worried for his salvation and that she would stop joking about me being the devil if I would prove it to her and be baptized in her church. What? At this point, I just sighed and said that I would think about it.
What? No.
I
No.
just wanted her to stop. I told her that all I wanted was for us to all get along, and especially given my health, I would really appreciate it if she would back off. Dear husband backed me up and said that her shenanigans were only adding to our stress. He also told her that we haven't been fighting. We've just been spending more time together since my diagnosis. Yeah, he's not answering your calls because he's spending time with his wife who has cancer. Ha. Mother-in-law looked like we did the old 1-2 diddly-do to her straight in the gut. She sniffled and said that she guessed if I couldn't handle her sense of humor. then
This is
maybe-
not humor. You're gaslighting everyone.
honestly, I want to do the church thing right afterwards. I
Yep.
want to get a comedic tour agent, a comedy tour agent, to pay him to say, hey, listen, lady, you got talent. I've been hearing all the jokes you've been telling,
Yeah.
and we are about to put you in theaters, 1, 2, 3,000 people, and we're gonna just let you go. We're
Yeah.
just gonna let you just do your thing.
But ideally, maybe in like a country where they stone bad comedians.
God, I was thinking more tomatoes.
I don't know if anyone does tomatoes. I think it's
That's like the classic
it's-
thing.
yeah,
That was so
that
like
was it was like 1900s. I think
Oh
right
yeah, and
now.
Stones is more recent.
Well, no, the people are still using stones.
Stones
Oh,
are the
God.
original.
People are still using stones. It's either there's
Yeah.
no in between. It's either booze or stones.
Or booze. Let's do some good old fashioned booze.
Stones.
Destroy her.
Stones.
Destroy her. You know,
I want
sense of self.
stones.
her pride. Listen, she's got a lot of pride. That's a sin.
I think we need to break
Check it out.
her
Oh
down.
God. All right.
Stones.
While Sam creates a new golden rule around new stone rule over there. She said if I couldn't handle her sense of humor, then maybe she just wouldn't joke with me anymore. Thank you. I would love that. Perfect. Take your passive aggressive crap and stuff it. We quickly discussed Brother 2's upcoming high school graduation party with the whole family. She suggested that I not go because of the cancer. And we're back. That took all of 0.1 seconds.
Yep.
I
We're
told
just-
her, it's crazy.
It's just one little like a ring around the rosy.
Come on.
Infinite.
Ha! I told her, no way in heck would I miss that. Brother-in-law 2 has already told me how much it means to him that I would be there. He sees me as a supportive big sister, and I refuse to let her scare me out of being there for him. Of course, I didn't say that. I just told her that my cancer isn't contagious, and my doctor says that as long as I feel well, I can continue living my life how I like.
Okay.
Ooh.
What does
When-
CBF mean?
CBF means certified bunk
Boner
bo-
file.
bunk funk.
Like
Yeah, I like certified bunk
CBF.
funk.
Certified bunk funk.
That sounds like a new genre. I want to start. Oh, well, Opie says, dear husband told her that we have lunch plans and we have to go. He hugged father-in-law and asked him to please let us know Monday what the doctor says, again, about the rash, not cancer and shingles. Mother-in-law huffed on out to her car and barked at father-in-law to come along when he went to hug me. She's such a witch, man. People have asked for a backstory and how we all got to this place, and I'll write it out after dear husband and I get a chance to talk about all of the current crap. Turns out writing is very cathartic for me, and getting advice about prior crap would not only benefit me, but others in my situation that are reading. Everyone who's commented on my post with uplifting advice and comments, thank you, thank you, thank you. You have no idea how helpful it is for me. The whole thing with mother-in-law has felt very lonely, and talking about it with people here is such a relief. It means the world to me. Also, anyone who thinks I'm faking it in the comments, as you can see in my profile, I've been on Reddit for over a year.
Yeah, I got cred. I got that
cred.
street cred. I got karma.
Mostly reading in this forum for advice. I didn't post here before my dinner incident because I didn't feel like she was bad enough for some of the mother-in-laws out there. And I also didn't feel like I was good enough as some of the daughter-in-laws here with shiny spines and excellent comebacks. I'm not good with confrontation, especially with her. I did read some of the stories my life is being compared to, but I guessed I missed the big fake reveal. Either way, the fact that my husband has two brothers that we love and want to help however we can does not mean my life is a lie. My dad has two younger brothers too. Many have two younger siblings.
We got an update 3?
We got an update 3 coming up. We got an update 3 coming
baby.
up. So keep your seatbelts buckled.
Keep them buckled.
I say, play a little devil and spread some rumors around the church and then step away.
Some church rumors. They wouldn't do that. They wouldn't spread gossip.
Oh, God.
At
people
church.
Oh, yeah, no, they definitely wouldn't.
Not gossip where the gospel is.
Yeah.
Or
I love the idea of
gospel
telling the gospel.
gossip.
Or you don't even have to go to church. Just go to her hairdresser.
It's true.
Oh, and also Opie says, we're not going to adopt them. Not going to adopt the brothers. I can never imagine mother-in-law randomly abandoning them. She's insanely possessive. Why would she do that? And yes, kids that are treated the way mother-in-law raised her boys are very hesitant about making their parents angry and triggering a rampage from them, even if those kids should have grown up already. Please, I understand people being hesitant after finding out people were lying on here. That's sick and infuriating. Ask me any question you want. I'll try to answer them all, but please don't go to the other subs and talk crap about me. It reminds me too much of my gossipy mother-in-law. And we have update number 3.
Wow.
Do we have any predictions, any conspiracy theory ICUs going into what I believe is the final chapter?
I mean, I think we can predict with some level of certainty that the mother-in-law is not done with her shenanigans. The shenanigans will continue until the day that she is relieved from her duty of being a mother-in-law. So I think we're in for a little bit more of the same.
Yeah, I think you know what, long shot. I've been going for the long shot conspiracy theories lately. You know, when they start with something like pretty awful and then they end up in jail. HIPAA violations.
Okay.
I'm just gonna yeet a jail.
We're gonna do
conspiracy
jail.
theory. I'm gonna yeet a jail conspiracy theory out there.
Damn. All right. I'm ready to see some jail.
Right.
I'm ready to see some jail.
Well, let's see it in update number 3. Hey guys, I'm
Hey,
sorry.
guys.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm sorry it's been so long for this update. It's been a busy week. Also, I know I understand the need for nicknames. I'm calling her the lingerie and mother-in-law buying prank. Mother-in-law doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. It didn't at all. And I know a lot of people don't want to read a backstory, but it would obviously be best if everyone knew which crazy twats they were reading about / advising about this time. I'm not too good at this, but I'll try to think up one for you guys to make it less wordy and straight to the point next time. So first things first, an update. I did report the nosy biddy who works at the hospital, her mother-in-law's agent who was spilling the beans.
Yep.
They were very apologetic and told me that they would get taken care of.
I'll take care of it. Put some cement shoes on that mother-in-law.
Oh, God.
Make her sleep with the fishes.
Oh, baby. I obviously have no idea what they're doing exactly to take care of it, but I didn't see her at the hospital when I went in last Friday for my latest bloodletting session. Hopefully, she's learned her lesson with whatever they did to her. As for lovely mother-in-law, as I mentioned in my last post, father-in-law just had a rash, most likely, definitely not deadly cancer and shingles. Well, maybe shingles, but no way is this tiny rash whatever the heck deadly cancer was supposed to mean. Everyone eye roll with me at once. I know he went to the doctor, but we surprisingly haven't heard anything back yet. I'm guessing that means good news? That the whole thing was probably a ruse set up by mother-in-law to try and trick us, read dear husband, into forgiving her since she found out about my cancer? No. You see, the sad part is that dear husband is already slipping and wants to just act like everything's normal. So he's our spines are back to water again from the spaghetti,
Man.
uncooked spaghetti.
Dude, grow a freaking spine.
Yeah, this is
Why can't he?
honestly this is getting.
What's wrong with this guy?
If this continues, this is getting into the territory of like, hey, I don't know if I can be with you if you're not going to stand up
Yeah.
and get some space and distance. Come on. But I guess I'm not allowed to talk about that here, am I? Is it okay if I post on Just So Single? I don't know. Even if I'm posting and I'm not sure, I make it just a complete just no. I think I've seen people here do that before, but I can't remember. My memory isn't what it used to be. I practically have a photographic memory now. It's like if it wasn't significant or I don't write it down, it just poofs into Never Never Land, and I don't want to spam the forums. There's obviously many people with many other problems. This coming weekend is the graduation party for brother-in-law too. And I know dear husband wants to go. I want to go too. I love the kid and I don't want to let him down. I also don't want to deal with the effing kraken in middle-aged lady form. So, decisions.
Sheesh.
Do we go to the party or not? Go to the party or not? I don't think it necessarily moves the needle on helping anything.
No, but you just want to make sure that the brothers feel supported.
Yeah, because it is his, I believe it's his graduation party.
Yeah, and
So-
I feel like, if you don't go, I think it's punishing the brother more than it is the parents.
I think you're right.
I
think you're right. Because if it was just a random, like, oh, we're getting together, we're just doing like a backyard barbecue, skip it, don't deal with mother-in-law. But this, it's gonna mean the world to him.
Yeah.
75% of chat right
I would
now
go
is
to the
saying,
party. I would go to the party. It's mostly for your brother.
There we go. There we go. So that's where we've landed. But let's see what OP decides.
Where do you land?
Ooh. After all that being said, quite a few people asked how it all started between me and my ballsy mother-in-law on my post. I have an effing decades worth of stories at this point, but I will start with the beginning, although it's a little benign comparatively. Dear husband and I met at work 10 years back. We both had summer jobs at the large theme park in our state's big city.
Dude.
If it's BYU.
Whoa.
What?
Were you working at Dollywood?
Maybe.
Because I mean, like,
That's
this
Tennessee?
makes sense. They work at Dollywood. They go to a Baptist church or like some Presbyterian church, something like that. And this happens. You got like a mad old lady, dude.
Dude, this could be your hometown.
I could see it.
Is.
I could see it. It was his second year there. It was my first, so he wound up being my mentor. We were dating within a month. Both of us were in college, but I was his first girlfriend, and for the life of me, I could not figure out why until I read his parents, which ended up happening way earlier than either of us expected. So we were both living with our parents for the summer, well, him full-time, but that's another story. And as fate would have it, our parents lived only a neighborhood apart, literally one major street separating us. So one night after work, at the beginning of our official dating, dear husband is making fun of the way I drove home. Apparently his way was better or something. He told me that he would show me the right way to drive home from the city and to follow him. Okay. So I'm behind him the whole way back until we get to that major street, and then he turns right into his neighborhood. I drive straight through and go left into mine. He doesn't see me go left, though. He just sees me go straight. The next morning, we both show up for our shift, and he starts giving me crap about how I didn't do it right. I didn't follow him all the way home. You see, he thought I lived in the neighborhood behind his, not in front. He was expecting me to use his neighborhood as a shortcut, basically, but he never said that, so I didn't know, and that's what he thought. I was just thinking, okay, this kid wants me to come over to his house. Game on. Well, that afternoon, we leave at the same time. Once again, drive behind him. This time, I do as he says. I follow him all the way home, literally to his driveway, and I'm laughing as I get out of the car, picking on him for telling me to do this and how this look of horror was on his face, and he just starts whispering for me to leave now.
I don't
The
know if this is
beast.
cute yet.
The beast is home. She's slithering.
OP's saying how they met.
I hear. So what we're happening right now is the fateful day that this all began. Mother-in-law is slinking, her claws dragging against the hard tile behind the door, and he's like, run,
Ugh,
because she's at his house now.
spooky.
If mother-in-law comes out, it's gonna be
Okay,
game over.
Let's see what happens.
I'm totally confused, but obviously I've done something wrong, so I start apologizing, backing up to my car when I hear this screech of, my baby's home!
Bro.
Come from the front door. Confirmed, I'm a B right there because only dogs could hear that effing pitch.
I
But
get it.
His mom comes rushing around the corner, arms out, ready for a hug, and I swear stops, passed away in her tracks, and her face falls when she sees that he's not alone, and worse, there's a girl with him.
Oh no!
I don't share my
He's gonna be
son.
taken away
I
from
can
his little mama.
I can never forget how big of a tone change there was when she stopped and said, "Who are you?" to me. Dude, I about crapped my pants. She was scary as heck, but I tried to play it off, and I said I was a coworker of dear husband's, and wouldn't you know, see, my parents live right across the street, and he told me to follow him all the way home. See, here I am, So I did. She cut me off and turned to him to ask him why would he invite a girl over without asking her permission first. Isn't he on like year 2 of college? When he said that he didn't invite me over, I swear smoke started coming out of her ears because now I was a liar and a stalker, and I followed him home for no reason. I will say I'm now seeing why she gave the gift of the lingerie in Match.com.
Because she thought she was like stalking.
From the first second she met her, she just decided that,
That
like,
she
I mean,
hates
it would have
her.
been any woman, but like, and then especially the way she's like, oh yeah, I followed him home. She's like, oh, you're a stalker?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then she just never let go of that thought.
Never.
Yeah. What happened? What happened to like opening people with loving arms?
Nope.
No.
We have to turn him away. You want bread? You eat dirt. Dirt's delicious. It's full of minerals. That's what mother-in-law said.
Ugh.
Mother-in-law was Jesus.
Eat dirt, my brothers and sisters.
My brothers in Christ, pick up a hand of sand and chomp down. So now I'm waving my arms while walking closer and saying, no, that's not how it went at all. It's not what it looks like. I just wanted to shake her hand and meet formally and show her that I was a good girl. But I didn't know one thing. His mother hates tattoos. Like, hates tattoos. The photography team also worked the airbrush tattoo booth. And that day had been my day. So I had samples of temporary tattoos all over my arms.
Oh, no. So
Sleeves
now
of airbrush kittens.
the mom's going to be like, and she has tattoos? Who is this floozy?
Turns out that even temporary spray paint tattoos are of the devil. And I had wondered why dear husband never had airbrush tattoos on like everyone else did when he worked at that booth. And me waving my colorful arms around just made everything 10 times worse. She backed up quickly from me, recoiling like I was a copperhead striking at her. Her face scrunched and jumbled up so much it was practically unrecognizable. She stopped me from trying to take her hand and effing whispered, "What are those?" Guys,
The devil on your arms.
the devil
They are.
exists, and he is an airbrush kitten named Whiskers. Guys, I really don't think I could have been more shocked. I said, "Oh, what? My arms? Like a dumb butt." But you cannot be a dumb butt. You can be the smartest pair of cheeks this side of the Mississippi. And how would they do that, Sam?
They would go look up OK Storytime wherever they get their podcast.
Type it in, listen to full episodes with stories just like this. But ladies and gentlemen, we are quickly approaching the end of the story.
Oh yeah.
But let's say what should we do now, knowing even more background and context?
backstory.
Do we just?
I mean,
go
it was
straight to
doomed from the
context?
beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like this has been a problem for so long from the inception of the relationship, and I'm surprised they didn't put out boundaries earlier. That's what I'm surprised.
Yeah, it seems like reading in between the lines, husband never really stood up very strongly before the incident with the lingerie.
Man doesn't know how to. Man is a floppy sandwich.
It was a. I mean, she legit raised a cult.
Yeah.
Of kids that would just not do what they think is right, just what mommy says.
What mommy says.
What mommy says.
Simon says what mommy says.
Simon says, "Give me your location at all times."
Yep.
And even if you're with your wife, that's terrible. That is full of sin. How dare you marry a woman and stay faithful to her and have a beautiful, loving relationship and live together?
It's gross.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Gross, honestly.
Let's see our end fatale here. Our fate fatale. She starts backing up from me again, but she's talking to dear husband now, only this time in a low, growly whisper. She's telling him that he better make me leave and get inside right now. I was obviously a very bad girl who shouldn't be around him at all. And if he wasn't inside within the next 2 minutes, she was going to call the police on me for trespassing on her property. What the actual F? I rushed back to my car and said, "It's no problem. I'm leaving right now. Bye, dear husband. See you later." And I sped away as she stared at me from the doorway. When I got home, I told my mom what had happened, and there was no way in heck I was going to continue dating that boy. His mom is crazy. And that's how I first met future mother-in-law. Do we go full-on contact?
I mean, with this backstory, I'm like,
Or do we
why would
divorce?
you even want? No, not divorce. But with this backstory, I don't even know why you would like want to have this mother-in-law anywhere near your life. Like I feel like I would have cut her off way earlier.
Yeah. This is
Yikes
Yeah.
territory.
And I was thinking like divorce if because in 10 years he hasn't grown the backbone. Like he kind of needs to.
Oh
gotta be
yeah,
on
I
an
see what you're
expedited
saying.
schedule right now. But I mean, if he can, that's great. But like, I don't know if OP deserves another second after 10 years of this.
Yeah, it's just so much. It's just so
Yeah.
much. But I would love to know what you guys would do. Would you distance yourself from the mother-in-law even more? Would you go no contact, low contact? Would you report this mother-in-law to the church? What would you do? I would love to know what you think.
But that is sadly the end of this episode.
So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you and see you tomorrow.